What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Trainer Revenue Multiplier Podcast. As always, I am your host, Jaime Filer, and I'm joined by Timmy Foster, who is the mastermind behind Upgraded Human Wellness. He's a naturopathic doctor, a holistic hormonal practitioner with over 2 decades of experience, but I definitely want him to introduce himself because he could probably do it a lot better than I can, and we are super lucky to have Timmy and his expertise on the Trainer Revenue Multiplier Podcast. Timmy, welcome so much to the show.
Thank you very much, Jamie. But yes, very, very excited to be here today. Can't wait to talk and nerd out a little bit more. But yeah, I'm got a lot of accolades to my name. Been doing this for about 17 years. Naturopathic, holistic, hormones, you name it, under that realm. I've dabbled in it. So lots of fun.
So, Timmy, out of curiosity, how does one get led to the path you're currently on? Where did you start that eventually got you to focus on hormone balancing and blood panel analysis?
Kind of I'll give you the shortened version on that one. I originally started a holistic hormonal company for pre and postnatal women, so pregnant women.
Okay.
I thought, getting into the holistic hormone world, why not start with easy stuff and deal with pregnant women? So I started with that for a couple years, and they were a population that really wanted that holistic natural health. They wanted that guidance, that education. So I started a concierge medical program, medical company for them outside of New Jersey, New York City back in 2007. And then just between referrals and just helping people and women specifically, postpartum and onto their journeys of life. I grew a little bit more, educated myself more, went back to school, did some other certifications and licensures and all sorts of stuff like that. And, moved to Texas about 3 years ago, opened up a clinic down here, and here we are.
The rest, as they say, is history, right?
Yes, pretty much. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, you mentioned who your focus was, but who is the primary audience you serve at Upgrade Human Wellness? And what makes your approach unique? Because, let's just call a spade a spade. These functional clinics, these functional practitioners are popping up because it's such a cool buzzword. It's like the cold plunging of the blood panel world. So who do you serve and why you?
Well, we serve almost everybody. Obviously, I have more vast experience helping women with hormones and holistic nature. But we help families as well. We help men. We even help children. We have children as young as 1 year old that we help. We do non-invasive testings for the little ones, obviously. So we test their urine, their stool, their hair. No needles, no blood, none of that, stuff to scar them, scare them. But yeah, we help families. So the company we have now, Upgraded Human, is a full kind of concierge, whole family medical practice, if you will. We focus once again on natural and holistic care, and fun for the whole family.
I love that. I love that because, again, it means that you can appeal to everyone, that any coach for anyone, whether it's a high school girls softball team or, nuclear family of 4 can go see you guys at your panel. So in terms of coaching, because obviously you're on the TRM podcast, how do blood panels give fitness coaches, and we can even extend this to athletes as well, a clear picture of their clients' overall health? Like, why is this so popular now? Why do coaches ask for blood work in their initial intake forms the same way they used to ask for just like height, weight, and 3 days of macro tracking back in the day?
Obviously, the more data, the more objective data, the more specific data, the better these coaches can help their populace. So if you're dealing with athletes or children or whatever it may be, knowing what they're specifically deficient in will help, program better rest recovery, better nutrition. You can push people a little harder during certain aspects. So it's just, knowledge is power. So the more knowledge you have with some of this objective data is really, really good. And what we do a little bit differently is we don't just look at the allopathic or to conventional medical spectrums, the interval ratios. They're a little skewed. For the male populace, they're pretty much 18 to 80. So you could come back and, oh, you're within normal range, but you're 25. You're closer to an 80-year-old marker, not exactly optimal. So we narrow it down a little bit more, kind of scrub it a little bit more laser focused based off the individual. And that just helps us. So once again, if we're dealing with a high school athlete or, collegiate, or even, just a stay-at-home mom and dad, doing those marathons on the weekends, all that little extra data helps. And we use that to analyze the blood work, the urine, saliva, whatever testings are needed for that specific individual.
Oh, I love how you phrase that, especially at the beginning. The way that I heard it described, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that it's similar to, when your doctor runs your blood work, okay? The average woman's shoe size is between 7 and 9, let's say, right? But if I was an 8, I would never try to shove myself in a 7 just because it's in the normal range, right? Is that kind of like a good way of explaining why going to someone like you is better than running it through their doctor or something like that?
Yeah, that's a good analogy. It's a good way to put it. Also, with traditional, conventional medicine, they're not, and I can attest to this because I have a allopathic pre-med degree. We didn't learn anything on nutrition. No macros, no protein, no nothing.
Yeah.
So none of those micro mineral type stuff. So we look at some of the data from our labs and we're able to see you're not eating as well as you should be. There's a deficiency, or for some people, it's maybe a heavy metal issue or something blocking it, leaky gut, and conventional doctors are just going to want to essentially put you on some sort of prescription that helps the symptom, not the causation. So we dive a little bit deeper into all of our different testings to find the root cause. And more times than not, it is, sleep, stress, nutritional, mineral, something's preventing you from being as awesome as you're trying to be.
Okay, so you just said something interesting, and sleep, stress, mineral. When you guys get markers back, what would you say the hierarchy of priorities are? Like, if you see something off with biomarkers, and technically it could be taken care of or healed or the symptoms mitigated by a supplement, would you prescribe the supplement, or I know we can't use the word prescribe. Would you send them to the supplement, or would you say, hey, let's try getting more vitamin D through the sun, more sleep, and try meditating for your mental health? Like, what's your process when you get that work back?
So everybody's individual. So I can't really answer that 100%, but I'll kind of generalize based off of the bell curve of majority. I try to incorporate lifestyle, dietary, and supplemental all in one. Obviously, if you're deficient in 15 different things, I'm not going to give you 15 different supplementations. A lot of them are linked together, and there's a causation for some of these. So if your thyroid's off, your testosterone's off, your estrogen's high, all of these things may indicate a more specific causation. And I'll go for the root cause, whether it be supplementation, dietary, or lifestyle changes, to help all 6 or 7 of those major symptoms. So it's just a different approach of it. Also, I try to go a little bit, I want to say hard, but a little bit more involved with lifestyle changes, dietary and nutrition, because most people, they want to feel good within 30 to 90 days, because they know they can,
right?
It's not sooner. Yes. So I try and help them out as quickly as possible, so they have more of that wow factor in the beginning, get that energy, the sleep, whatever it may be, get the brain fog out of the way. So they're able to, perform better, eat better, be better athletes, mothers, fathers, spouses, all that stuff. You just want to be, more upgraded human, you know?
Clever use of the word for sure. What specific biomarkers should fitness coaches look for? Like we're talking, like you said, if 15 things are kind of off, we don't want to give them 15 things at once. What are like the 5 most common or 5 most even important? We could go 2 separate directions with that question for fitness coaches specifically to look for with their clients.
Obviously the sex hormone markers, so your testosterone, progesterone, estrogen, for the women, very, very important. Thyroid markers are also important as well. But we run a deeper thyroid than most doctors, even endocrinologists run. So we're able to see kind of where the deficiency in each cofactor is. There's, 20 or so different hormones that are affected or that can be traced back to the thyroid. And each one of those requires, believe it or not, a mineral or an enzyme to transition to the next phase. So if you're deficient in some of these minerals and enzymes, your thyroid's actually going to be not so hot on the lab. But we dive deeper and we figure out what you're actually deficient in. Vitamin D, as you said, is another good one too. People don't realize it's an essential hormone, very, very important for all the sex hormones, cognitive, bone health, brain health. A lot of really good stuff with, vitamin D. Unfortunately, not everybody can absorb as much vitamin D through hanging out in the sun all day long. We're here in Texas, and sun shines pretty much all year long, but we're indoors with fake artificial lighting, and sometimes I'm Italian and I tan very well, but I still need vitamin D supplementation. So it's one of those things. Sometimes lifestyle doesn't always work out well.
Yeah. Do you feel like most people come to you, Timmy, regarding their blood work in a state of deficiency or at baseline and they could be more optimized?
Oh, everyone's deficient.
Okay. Okay.
And some of these labs kind of shock individuals. We've helped literal professional athletes in all sorts of different spectrums and sportings and stuff like that. High level, biohacking CEOs and stuff like that have spent tens of thousands of dollars on other, practitioners or doctors and whatnot. And then we run their labs and I'm like, there's a lot missed here. Like, you're good in certain stuff, but we dive deeper. Our basic hormonal panel runs 85 biomarkers. Yeah. So we dive pretty deep, and that's just one of the panels that we run. So most people are deficient, and they take a copious amounts of supplementation, or they're doing all sorts of stuff, saunas and cold plunges and needle therapies and all sorts of stuff. But we are able to kind of pinpoint certain aspects and recommend better, more specific protocols for them that are going to once again maximize them uniquely and individually.
I think it's time for a case study or a before and after. Is there someone, I mean, you've been, like you said, you've been practicing for 17 years. Is there a case that you can share where you completely changed this person's life? And I'm sure these happen all the time for you, but something that sticks out where maybe even we can say like a coach brought a client to you and you overhauled whatever metrics markers.
Yeah, I mean, one of the ones I'm kind of most proud of, if you will, over the years. Obviously, I've helped many individuals over the span of, like I said, almost 20 years. But one of my favorite ones I like to talk about is somebody who's a personal trainer. Not anymore. She's a mother now, but she's, I can't remember, it was NASM, ACSM. Anyway, very good trainer. She's done some low end bodybuilding, NPC type stuff. Very fit female. She had she was diagnosed with Hashimoto's, which is a thyroid issue. At a very young age, a couple other pharmaceutical stuff. She had estrogen dominance, PCOS, a lot of hormonal issues. I actually met her in the gym, and her and I started just chit chatting about all sorts of different things. And slowly but surely, she was interested, came on board with me, did a bunch of labs, analysis, this, that, and the other. Her doctors told her, you know, her hormones and everything was so messed up that she probably would never be able to conceive, have children. And I fixed her Hashimoto's, her estrogen dominance, her endometriosis, or sorry, PCOS, over the span of, I can't remember what the time frame was, but I know we had a 1 year marker with it. We did before and after photos, in body results, and once again, this was somebody very well into the fitness world. We got her body fat down to, I believe, 12%, all naturally. No PEDs or anything crazy, not even crazy pre-workouts or anything like that. All nutrient. She did not have amenorrhea, which is, skipping a period. Her Hashimoto's had cleared up. She was on almost zero pharmaceuticals after 1 year. She was getting ready for her wedding, and she became pregnant, kind of miraculously. And now she's been married for about a year, about 2, almost 3 years now, and she's on her second child. So, this was somebody who was told for a lot of her 20s, like, good luck, honey, you're going to have a hard time throughout life with all of these ailments. And now she's, a very fit mother. I can't wait for her. I'm helping her during her prenatal. I helped her for her postpartum after her first one. I'm helping her currently for her second one. And I can't wait to do what my favorite is, the 1 year post. So you have like 9 months in, 9 months out, and I'm able to get some of these women in better shape than they ever had before.
Oh my God, that's incredible. Yeah, it's funny when you were referencing this client and you were talking about her body. While a lot of people, especially coaches, would be like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, that's so amazing, right? Like, we want to drop body fat, look better, feel better." You literally helped her bring life into this world. Like, it almost makes the significance of the in-body completely irrelevant and obsolete. Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. So, in terms of the business, we'll pivot just a little bit. Business opportunity, where do you see the integration of blood panel analysis and even offering it as part of your service as a fitness coach evolving over the next 3 years?
Like us specifically?
Yep.
I've never been really big on social media and stuff like that. So, or podcasts, or really getting myself out there. A lot of my stuff recently has been, or in the past has been just referrals, word of mouth, and I've done very well with that. So my partner and I, Steve, we're going to be pushing out a lot of, social media stuff as well, some other podcasts and reels and stuff like that. Our goal is to essentially take over the holistic naturopathic world. When it comes to all this, right now we're internationally licensed, so we can help all 50 states, and we currently have clients in Canada, Puerto Rico, UK, Costa Rica, all over the place. So we're just gonna slowly, spread things out, get more people. I'm very, involved in a lot of different schoolings and naturopathic universities and whatnot. So there's a pipeline of future practitioners that are already kind of deemed to, be hired by us in the next couple months and whatnot as we grow. Because right now it's getting a little much for just Steve and I to handle, and we've barely.
Hey, love to have Timmy. That's awesome.
It is. So we'll, we're very excited to just grow and help as many people as possible. And once again, we help families, so it's just, the mom may start, the dad may start, but we'll eventually help the whole family.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Any last words of wisdom you'd like to leave our listeners, either in regards to why they should collaborate with your company or why they should at least bare minimum ask their clients for blood work and biomarkers before they get started with them? Anything you want to share?
I mean, yes, as you said before, there's a lot of people talking about functional medicine and blood work in the fitness and coaching realm. We dive a little bit deeper. We run labs that most doctors, endocrinologists, etc., don't run, mainly because they're bound by insurance companies. We do not, so we're able to kind of do whatever we want, so to speak. So we can run all sorts of different things. And in our little network, we have different groupings of people. So if I'm more of the hormonal specialist, obviously, but if there's a cardiac issue or neurological issue, we have physician assistants that are able to address those needs for those individuals, for more specific kind of all, around concierge medicine. So, the joke is always like, we know a guy. So if there's an issue with certain things, we know somebody that'll help. So our network is pretty large, and we're just trying to help people, educate people, and everything's natural. So no pharmaceuticals, no crazy stuff like that. It's all natural wellness, holistic, so.
Yeah. I love that. And I love the approach that you take to how you do what you do. Timmy, how do people get in touch with you? Where can they find out upgraded human wellness?
It's upgradedhuman.com. You can, fill out a little questionnaire there. You can see all the majority of the labs that we run are on our website. We also have an app that you can download. It's right on our banner on our website, upgradedhuman.com. And you can see all of the services, buy the labs right then and there, schedule initial consult or a lab review, and go from there.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much, my friend, for sharing your incredible insights and expertise on blood panel analysis and how it integrates with fitness coaching. We cannot wait to see how the work you and Steve are doing continues to impact the health and fitness world. So thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. We're excited too.
And guys, thank you so much for listening. If you like what you've heard, make sure you follow us at Trainer Revenue Multiplier on Instagram and Facebook, but also make sure you like, share, and subscribe this podcast. We want to keep delivering value from guests, valuable guests like Timmy every single week. And until the next episode, have the best rest of your day.
Thank you for listening to the Trainer Revenue Multiplier Show. If you loved today's episode, head on over to Trainer Revenue Multiplier on the iTunes and Spotify and subscribe to the show today. Take a screenshot with your phone of this episode and share on your social media and let us know any questions you may have, things you enjoyed about the show, or things you want to see more of coming down the pipeline, and tag us at Trainer Revenue Multiplier on your social media. And if you are looking for more real money-making, business-building things to help you grow to the next level in your business, have your more income, and have you working smarter and harder in your business, then head on over to trmshow.com to book your free 30-minute business building call today. We look forward to hearing from you, serving you, and of course, delivering more impact for your business. Have a great day. Take care. Let's keep growing.